let's start to do multiple transformations together. So we're going to look right here, and in each of these, I want you to highlight the parent function. So here we see that our parent function is square root of x. That's the one that we're changing. So that's the one that's going to be our dashed function. So hopefully you remember what that one looks like. I'm going to draw it out right here in dashes. There's my parent function. Now let's look at our transformations and see what's going on. So in this case, I'm going to try and highlight the different transformations outside versus inside. So I'm going to do my outside transformations in yellow and my inside transformations in green. So those are my two outside transformations. Let's talk about what they're doing then. So this outside transformation is multiplying, so that's going to be a scaling. Now remember, outside is always up and down. So this is going to be a vertical scaling, and outside is also same, so that 2 stays a 2. So this is going to be a vertical stretch, or 2 times as tall. So that's that 2. This 1 over here is also outside, so it's still up and down, and it's still same. But it's adding or subtracting, so this is going to be a shift. And it's the same, so it's going to be down 1. So I've got 2 transformations going on here. I need to make it twice as tall, and I need to go down 1. So the next question is, what order do I do these transformations in? Which one do I do first? Do I go down 1 and then make it twice as tall? Or do I make it twice as tall and then go down 1? Well, the answer for that is order of operations. So our order of operations, we do multiply first, we do parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, add, subtract. So we're going to multiply first here, so that means we're doing our scaling first, 2 times as tall. Then we want to do our adding, subtracting, so then we're going to shift down 1. So let's do that to these points. Each point I'm going to make it twice as tall and then take it down 1. So this one I can't really make it twice as tall because it's at 0. 0 times 2 is still 0. But I can move it down 1. This point I'm going to make it twice as tall, so it's 1 block away from the x-axis, so I'm going to make it twice as tall here. But then I'm going to move it down 1. Ends up right there. This one is twice as tall, so it's 2 blocks away. I'm going to times that by 2, make it 4. So there's twice as tall. And then down 1. This one's 3 blocks away, so twice as tall is 6. But then down 1 is right there. So there is my new graph. And there we go. This one, we have inside. Now, really quickly, if we try to do this inside right now, it's actually going to mess us up. Anytime you have scalings and translations both inside, you have to do this rule. You have to separate the scaling from the translation, meaning basically take a 2 out. That's going to change your translation to 1/2 instead of 1. How do I know that works? If you distribute your 2 back in, 2 times x is 2x, 2 times 1/2 is 1. So that's the same thing here, but notice I'm separating the the scaling from the shift. And that changes how much I'm shifting. Instead of shifting left 1, I'm now shifting left 1/2. So that is really important. Anytime you're inside and you have scalings and shifts, you need to separate the scaling from the shift in order to do it correctly. So now I've got here, I've got an inside, so this is always going to be side to side and opposite. Here's my scaling, and I have my scaling there. So let's see, this is going to be a horizontal, and it's not 2 times as wide because it's opposite, so this is going to be half as wide, a horizontal shrink. That is 1/2, but it's opposite, so instead of shifting right 1/2, this is going to shift left 1/2. Now, same thing with order of operations. Here is why we actually have to separate them. Because if you remember, order of operations says to do the parentheses first, and then the multiply and divide. So normally we would want to take care of this one first and then this one. However, because these are both inside, they are opposite, which means I actually want to do the multiply, the scaling first, and then the parentheses. Opposite, moving this direction in our PEMDAS, our order of operations. And notice that will now make it the same order as these. We take care of the scaling first, then the shift. And now that we've separated those, now we're taking care of the scaling first and then the shift with our order of operations. So that is why you want to separate them, because you always want to take care of your scaling first. Half as wide, and then I want to move left 1/2. So, we've got our original parent function. Here's our square root. And I want to take half as wide and then left 1/2. So this one doesn't need to go half as wide, it's at the origin. However, I can move it left 1/2. This one is 1 wide. So I want to times that by half, make that half as wide, and then move it left 1/2. This one is 4 wide, so half of that would be 2, and then I still want to move left 1/2. And this one is 9 wide, so that's half of that is 4.5, but then I want to move left 1/2. And there's our graph. So that was a lot to say, but essentially all you need to remember, if you have scalings and translations inside, separate them, and then you can still take care of the scaling first. Okay, here you have an inside and an outside. So there's my outside, there's my inside. I want you to pause the video, try this one out on your own, and then come back to see how you did. Okay, let's see how you did. Hopefully you saw this one is inside, so it's going to be left and right and opposite. So this is left 3. This one is outside, so it's going to be up and down and same, so that's going to be down 2. Now, order of operations for which one you do first. Order of operations says we should always take care of the inside first, the parentheses essentially first. So we move left 3, then we move down 2. So I take these points, move left 3 down 2, left 3 down 2, left 3 down 2, left 3 down 2, and that gives me my new one, my new graph. So there we go. Let's try. Okay, so that was doing a couple transformations at the same time. In the next video, we're going to have an example where we do lots of transformations at the same time. And I'll do this one with you because this is a new thing. So we'll do that in the next video.